let me tell you the story of Sheshuq'um, the monster at Octopus Point. Dun, dun, dun. So, where we live in our little villages, lots on the edge of the ocean. And a lot of times we've got to try to travel on the ocean, one village to the other. And where we live, there's islands too everywhere. And so we got to weave between these islands lots of the time. And one of these weaving places we call Skthek. And Skthek was used lots, this one. And it runs between Alpalis and Upnates. And so this channel between the islands was a well-used trade route in, yesteryear, until one day there was a monster at Sheshuq'um. And now some legends will say it was a gigantic octopus that whenever anything would come by, it would reach out with its long tentacles and wrap around it and pull it in and eat it. Some also say it was like a big rock. It wasn't able to move, and it used to watch things in the water and then open its mouth, and its long tongue would furl out and wrap the canoe up and pull it in and eat it. So it was a bad thing. A lot of people died in the legends because people think if I go to the other side at the right time of day with the high tide, maybe it won't get me. Wrong. Sheshuq'um would eat everyone. So for generations this had happened, and people are sad. We got to go all the way around this other big island to go from these, this village to this village, and so they're sad. And people died because they think, I'll just go because it's so much faster. Until one day there was a chief said, I can't take it no more. We got to get rid of the monster. So he jumped in his canoe and he had a bunch of warriors with him, and he went over to Quw'utsun. Now he was this giant man, like super tall. They say he was, like 2 men high, and had arms that were this big and legs that were this big, and big monster guy. And he goes over there, and, he heads over the chief goes there and he says to him, it's Quw'utsun, there's the monster killing all our people, we need your help. Quw'utsun, Quw'utsun. He says, I'll help you, chief. So he gets a big rock and a giant leather sling and hurls it around and throws it up way over the ocean, and it comes down and lands right behind the monster up on the mountainside. And they look and they says, no, you missed. He goes, I'll try again. Takes another great big boulder and furls it and throws it up, and it comes in and it lands right inside of Maple Bay. Splash, big rock lands there, and he says, you missed again, Quw'utsun. He says, there's a mountain in the way. There's this mountain there. It's in the way. I can't get over it and land on the monster. And chief says, okay. And he hops in his canoe with his warriors, and he goes to the mountain, and he goes up the top of the mountain, and he prays to the mountain, and he sings and does everything he can and begs the mountain to hunch down and make itself small so they can throw rocks, because look, it's witnessed this nasty monster eating all of his people for hundreds of years, and he just needs it to hunch down, and then they can remove the monster. So he prays and prays, and the mountain, big tall mountain, starts crunching down and bends down flat. Almost flat, comes up like this, and then it goes flat on top. And he's so happy, and they celebrate, and they name the mountain after that. They call it Quw'utsun, like hunched over mountain. And they're so happy, and so he hops on his canoe and he paddles back to go see Quw'utsun. And he goes up there and he says, I moved the mountain, Quw'utsun, hunch down for us. Please, please, please throw another stone and kill Sheshuq'um. So he reaches down and gets this great big sling and hurls his rock as far as he can, and comes up and lands right on top of Sheshuq'um. Dead. No more Sheshuq'um. They say it went splat and all over the place, and all that's left is the beak. Is all that actually remains. If you walk there and you look hard enough, you can see it. And there's rocks on mountainsides and in the ocean, edges of the ocean, all over the place, that you can say, those are the rocks that he threw and missed trying to get to Sheshuq'um. Every rock has a story. Everything, every little tiny mountain, every little tiny ocean part, everything has a story. This is the story of Sheshuq'um. Oh,